धर्म एव महाधनम् धर्म सर्वत्र विजयी भवतु श्रेयसे नृणाम्।
I am Dr. Somarajan. Greetings to all of you on this Christmas day in the name of Sree Narayana Guru, the Prophet of Universal Humanism. Today I am going to talk to you on Sree Narayana Guru, the Prophet of Universal Humanism. We know that the basic unit of Indian society is not the individual, as in our countries, but caste. An individual is evaluated, accepted or rejected on the basis of his social origin and not on his merit. And this caste has become an integral part of Indian social psyche. That may be the reason why even the advocates of Advaita philosophy fail to disown caste. And caste has proved to be the greatest hindrance to the development of the individual and the development of the country as such. That's why many advocate abolition of caste. And of all those who want to eradicate caste are paying only lip service, no real action. And Sree Narayana Guru is an exception in this regard. He wanted to establish a casteless society through a casteless association. And that's why in the year 1888, he had installed symbolic Shiva at Aruvippuram. And immediately after the installation, he declared to the entire world his motto of this installation. It runs like this: devoid of dividing walls of caste or race or rival faith, we all live here in brotherhood. Such know this place to be this model foundation. Everything regarding the philosophy of Narayana Guru is embedded in this motto, which can be considered as his manifesto for social action as well. And shortly after installation of this Shiva, symbolic Shiva, a committee was constituted there, consisting of 24 members, in order to manage the affairs of that temple. And in 1903, an association was formed in the name of Sree Narayana Guru called Sree Narayana DHARMA Paripalana Yogam, Society for the Propagation of the Doctrines preached by Sree Narayana Guru. And according to the bylaws as registered in 1903, the aim of this organization is to promote the secular and religious education and industrious habits of the Irava community, underlying Irava community. He is specifying the founders of this organization, S.N.D.P, mentioned particularly a community with a specific purpose of promoting their welfare. And that is the reason why when the news of the registration of this new organization under the Indian Companies Act was conveyed to Guru by all the founders of this organization led by Dr. P. Palpu, N. Kumaranasa and others, they were very jubilant. They thought that Guru will also be jubilant when he knows about the registration. But no, Guru was not even satisfied with the name. He told Kumaranasa, the General Secretary, he used to call Kumaranasa Kumaru. Kumaru, we decided Vedanta Sabha. He didn't reject, he didn't discourage Kumaranasa and others. And he blessed them, encouraged them to proceed with their activities. But mark his disagreement. He wanted a Vedanta Sabha in which people from every community are to be admitted as members. Anyway, he encouraged. And thus the S.N.D.P Yogam, S.N.D.P as it is called, started functioning in the year 1903. And Guru has been constantly watching and evaluating the activities of the association formed in his name. He waited for some period. This organization came into being in 1903. In 1907, through a message sent to the secretary, he reminded the organizers and the leaders of this association. His words run like this: all alike crave for comfort. That is the maximum of all human associations or organizations. It was just a reminder. And Guru continued to watch the activities of the S.N.D.P Yogam. They have been organizing activities for the welfare of the particular community which I mentioned earlier, the Idavas of Kerala, the largest Hindu group at that time in Kerala. And in 1909, he sent another message. Youngsters with appropriate attitude should be selected. Imparted education. Those willing and capable should be given sannyasa and sent to different parts of the country for rendering social service, selfless social service. So 1903, 1907 and 1909, he specifically mentioned that people with appropriate aptitude should be selected, trained and given sannyasa and should be sent to different parts of the country for undertaking social work. His philosophy was no philosophy, not mere philosophy. He meant business, practical practical steps have to be initiated by youngsters who are trained to become sannyasis and selfless workers. So 1909, he continued to observe the activities of the S.N.D.P Yogam, and the next landmark in the activities in the working of Sree Narayana Guru for the upliftment of humanity was 1912, when an important, a novel installation was made at Sivagiri, the goddess of knowledge, Sarada Devi. Sarada Devi. It was a mega event spread for 4 days, April 30th, May 1st, 2nd and 3rd, 1912. 20,000 people from all over the Malayalam speaking area converged at Varkala, at Sivagiri. Remember, at that time, no transportation facility. It's very difficult to reach that area, Varkala. 20,000 people, devotees, all respecting and considering Guru as a divine being. All of them, all the leaders, all the lay members of the community arrived at Varkala, lived there. They were not simply present there, they lived there out of their reverence and respect for the Guru, and they felt the unity among themselves. Everything was smooth running. And on the last day, at 3 a.m., Guru himself installed a Shiva temple. At 5, Sarada Devi's idol was consecrated. A revolutionary movement. And many ask, did Guru have any specific purpose in installing Sarada Devi there at Varkala? Yes, he did have a very specific purpose. At that time, the rate of literacy in Travancore was very, very low. Very, very low. Indeed, the Avarna communities, Avarna Hindus, the major group of this Avarna group was the Yidava community. Majority of them were denied education. They were not given admission in educational institutions run by the government. And Guru firmly believed that without education, nothing can be done. And at this time, the government of Travancore has also been striving hard to spread education, modern education. Guru believed that education should be given to all, men and women, more to women. And we are denying education to women, we will be like running with one leg. We will go backward. We will not go forward. We will not we will not go forward even an inch in social progress. So education. He laid the foundation for education of modern Kerala in 1912. And immediately after, that is the next 2 days after the consecration, Guru was found engaged in arranging everything, authorizing everybody for the smooth management of the temple and the associated institutions. Authorized a specific group of people to look after according to his directions. And the second group of sannyasis was authorized to spread out to the different parts of the country for 2 things. They were ordained to undertake two types of activities. Those who are to spread out to the different parts of the country. One, preach the teachings of the Guru. And the greatest teachings of the Guru was one caste, one religion, one God for man. This is the eternal value, Sanatana Dharma, preached by Narayana Guru. So the second group of sannyasins were authorized to go to different parts of the country and preach his doctrines, and also undertake social services, spreading of education and other associated activities. But on the second day after the consecration, Guru left Sivagiri, went northward, visited a householder in Karthiyapalli. He was taken aback. Without any prior knowledge, information, Guru all on a sudden appeared with bewilderment, with anxiety. He asked Guru, Swamin, why now? Here, Guru replied, left everything to them at Sivagiri. I want a place to stay. Then that householder replied, Swamin, you can stay anywhere you like. Then Guru told, Alua is good, but land has to be purchased. Then the householder replied, land has to be purchased at a huge price. Guru replied, money is everywhere. There is no dearth of money. The problem is lack of people to work for it. Then the householder promised, shall we go? Shall we go together? Then they went westward, visited one of the most prominent Eva communities in Travancore, Chirapanjara, at Cherthala in Alappuzha district. And there somebody donated 322 rupees, a huge amount at that time, to Guru. Another devotee donated 2 paras of paddy field. From there, Guru went northward, visited many places, many devotees, and all of them offered their donations to Guru. When sufficient amount of money was collected, Guru reached Alway, purchased the land. At first, a thatched shed was constructed, then a small ashram began. He named it as Advaitasramam. And an oath was also displayed there. The opinion of this mutt is that all men have one caste, one religion, and one God, but not different, but not to each and every caste, religion, and God. Sanatana Dharma. And the purpose of this mutt was, this Advaitasramam was to propagate his teachings of Sanatana Dharma. Naturally, all the disciples of Guru, lay as well as sannyasins, they converged at Alva. Then Alva and in different localities of the state witnessed a series of public meetings for propagating Guru's teachings of Sanatana Dharma. Who were the speakers? T.K. Madhavan. T.K. Madhavan, who was by now established as one of the tallest leaders in Travancore. Sahodaran the annihilator of caste, the leading rationalist, Swami Satyavradan, and a host of others. And during this time, Sahodaran and T.K. Madhavan were found engaged in two types of activities. Madhavan emphasized on abolition of untouchability, temple entry, freedom of movement, etc. And all the platforms he used for this purpose proved to be platforms for propagating Guru's teachings as well. Sahodaran Ayyappan, the annihilator of caste in Kerala, one of the closest disciples of the Guru. He introduced novel programs for annihilation of caste in Kerala. Inter-marriage, inter-dining. And as a result of this revolutionary methods of annihilating a caste, he was subjected to humiliation, even physical assault. He had to suffer like anything. When Guru came to know of the sufferings of Sahodaran Ayyappan, Guru told Ayyappan, suffer like the Christ. Suffer like the Christ. He suffered like anything. He suffered like Christ. Continued to suffer. And thus, a large number of meetings were organized in order to propagate the Guru's teachings of one caste, one religion, and one God for man, 1912 onwards. And in 1913, this Guru and his disciples and devotees have taken an important decision, a very important decision, to start a Sanskrit school, which was inaugurated by the then Divan of Travancore, M. Krishnan Nair, on 18 April 1913. Sanskrit school. And the next landmark, as far as Guru's activities are concerned, Guru believed. As I told you that Guru had been observing the activities of the S.N.D.P yoga. And from the very beginning itself, from the very name itself, the organization conveyed a different image. Because that organization S.N.D.P had to look after the socio-political interests of the country. Not that they did not believe in the teachings of the Guru, but they were hard pressed for protecting socio-political rights of the community. And on many occasions, S.N.D.P Yoga, founded in the name of that great Guru Sree Narayana, did not consult, even inform major decision taken by the organization. And therefore, in 1916, he had written a letter to the then Vice President of the Yogam, Dr. P. Palpu, informing them of leaving the S.N.D.P Yogam. And shortly after this letter, Guru also declared to the entire world that he discarded caste and community. He told everybody through a proclamation that I don't belong to you, I don't belong to any caste or religion. Thereby, Guru transformed himself as a prophet of a universal humanism in 1916. Shortly afterwards, he made a clarification that when I say that I discarded caste and community, it simply means that I do not have. He used to call himself as we, not I. When we say that we have discarded caste and religion, it only means that we have no special feeling for any religion. So he left religion as well. And the next landmark is 1920. Annual meeting of Sree Narayana Dharma Paripalana Sangham Yogam at Alappuzha. Actually, Guru wanted to amend the bylaws of the yoga. We know that the original founding objective of the yoga was promotion of the welfare of a particular community. Therefore, the yoga made a slight change, adopted a resolution making a slight change in the conditions, the eligibility of members to be admitted. Anybody who views or considers the aims of the S.N.D.P Yogam sympathetically can be admitted as a member. No amendment to the bylaws. Anyway, that was welcome change. And shortly afterwards, up to 1927, this S.N.D.P Yogam transformed itself into a secular entity gradually by initiating very small steps. So now in 1920, anybody who sympathetically views the aims of S.N.D.P, what are the aims of the organization? Promotion of Yuva community, interests of the Yuva community. Anybody who is sympathetically viewing the aims of S.N.D.P can be admitted as a member. Remember then existing social situation in Kerala in 1920s. From 1918 onwards up to 1922, Travancore witnessed a very virulent political agitation taken out, organized by three major communities: Idavas, Latin Catholics, Muslims. A few other small communities also joined them. What for they agitated? What for they struggled during 1918-1922? The members of these communities were denied admission in the then existing revenue department. Revenue department at that time was looking after Devasam department as well. Devasam department looking after religious matters. So these communities, that is Avarna Hindus, non-Hindus, were not admitted into the department. These communities now joined together, now demanding for representation in the revenue department. And for this, they demanded bifurcation of the revenue Devasam department into two. Revenue one department, that is Devasam, another department. Yes, in 1922, that was done. Department was bifurcated. Thereafter, these community members were also made eligible for appointment, recruitment in the revenue department, the newly created revenue department. You know what happened as a result of this agitation of these communities? Emergence of communal interests, rival interests, clash of communal interests, communalism at its highest. It was at this time the S.N.D.P Yogam had been trying to change the qualifications of members to be admitted to the S.N.D.P Yogam. And in 1921, that was another landmark in the evolution of modern Kerala. The first all Kerala Brotherhood Movement Conference at Alvey, Advaitasramam. Who was the leader? Sahodran Ayyappan, brother Ayyappan, a rationalist who had been struggling hard to organize inter-caste marriages and inter-dining. Yes, he wanted a message from the Guru for the success of this important landmark event. Yes, Guru issued a message. And the message was like this: since all men belong to the same species, there is no harm in intermarriage and interdining. It's an encouraging message from the Guru, blessings from the Guru. And the platform of this brotherhood movement was used for propagating Guru's ideas. See, 1927, annual conference of the S.N.D.P made a welcome change in this direction. Elected T.K. Madhavan as the organization secretary. And by now, by 1927, T.K. Madhavan has become a national figure. He was the leader of the Vaikam Satyagraha, organized by the then KPCC, Kerala Provincial Congress Committee, on the advice of the All India Congress Committee, blessed by, directed by, controlled by no less a person than Mahatma Gandhi. And he was the leader. He initiated everything. Though the struggle was not a success in the full sense of the term, it was a landmark in the evolution of the social evolution of the state as well as the country. And he has been accepted by all communities, in spite of the fact that he had led one of the most community-oriented struggles, the Sri Christ movement during 1918-1922. He was acceptable to all, in spite of his community orientation. Such a person was now elected as the organizational secretary. And Yogam adopted another resolution. Anybody who believes in the Sanatana Dharma of one caste, one religion, one God for man, preached by the Guru, can be admitted as a member. A revolutionary change. The qualification has been changed. Previously in the proclam meeting, anybody can be admitted as a member in the S.N.D.P without considering his caste or religion. From there, yoga has progressed, matured into a secular organization, bound to promote the teachings of the Guru. Through a resolution, the association accepted it. It was a revolutionary decision. And remember, T.K. Madhavan, who had previously led so many struggles, including the internationally known Satyagraha movement, Vaikam Satyagraha, he was authorized to enlist members. He introduced novel methods. He had his own ideas out of his experiences in organizing various events earlier. And he was advised by Sree Narayana Guru to emulate the Christian church and the governmental organizations. Learning from the Christian church and the governmental organizations, he organized a volunteer force, trained them, under his patronage, and shortly he had ventured into the difficult task of admitting members into this organization S.N.D.P without consideration of caste or community or religion. Anybody welcome. S.N.D.P welcomed everybody to join it. And within 1 month of his membership campaign, he was able to admit 50,684 new members. Of this, there were 2,000 women. But others also joined. Brahmins joined. Christians joined. Muslims joined. Pulayas joined. Nayars joined. Nothing is unbelievable. Manathapuram, the Nayar leader, joined it. M.C. Joseph, the great rationalist, joined it. So many others belong to various communities. So Christians, Hindus and Muslims, including scheduled castes, joined this organization. Everybody was happy. But T.K. Madhavan was not that happy. And remember the then existing communal situation. Clash of communal interests. Clash of communal interests. In such a situation, this organization initiated this movement for membership. Only around 50 members from our communities joined. Anyway, it was a welcome development. So this ends a particular stage in the S.N.D.P movement under the guidance of Sree Narayana Guru. Remember, at the time of the installation of Shiva at Aruvippuram in 1888, Guru declared his intention, ultimate objective, ultimate aim of creating a casteless, religionless community where everyone lives in perfect harmony with each other, where everyone who struggles to promote his own interests also promotes the interests of others as well. No distinction based on any caste or religion. And Guru wanted to promote the maximum good of all the members of this society, maximum good, maximum welfare of not the maximum number, maximum welfare of all the people, all the members who join this casteless organization as conceived by Narayana Guru. Unrivaled. It was a new experience. Followers and disciples and followers and devotees of Guru were very, very excited. Very, very excited. They have been waiting for the moment, for their liberation or for their graduation into the members of a casteless society. And Guru wanted to establish first a casteless association. At first Guru believed that the S.N.D.P Yogam will serve the purpose. Guru was disappointed. S.N.D.P Yogam could not give prime importance to the teachings of the Guru. It failed. Guru understood. He never complained. And then he expected a different organization for his purpose of engineering a casteless society. An association for the sannyasis of Sree Narayana Guru. Sree Narayana Dharma Sangha. As mentioned in the first part, the ultimate aim of Sree Narayana Guru was engineering a classless society. He didn't believe in caste. He didn't believe in any specific religion. He didn't belong to any caste or religion. He became socially active. Narayana Guru became socially active only after experiencing the miseries suffered by all groups of people at that time. He knew thoroughly and completely all the social systems, social structures, their practices, their objectives, their strategies, their tactics. And he found the right medicine for curing the ills of the social ills of that's the society existing there. Then only he became socially active, founding the Shiva temple in 1888. I am repeating that the declaration made after the installation again with the specific purpose of reminding you that the ultimate objective of Sree Narayana Guru was establishment of a casteless society through a casteless association or organization. And this was casteless organization and ultimately casteless society was in the mind of the Guru while making this proclamation. An association exclusively for the sannyasins of Sree Narayana Guru. Because sannyasins are bound for undertaking selfless social work in addition to spiritual activities for the reformation of man. And the genesis of Sree Narayana Dharma Sangham can be traced back to this 1888 proclamation of the Guru. In 1888 itself, a number of sannyasins were there as disciples of the Guru. Gradually the number of sannyasins increased. As the activities of Narayana Guru progressed, the number of sannyasins associated with Narayana Guru also increased. Very slowly, incremental development. By 1912, installation of Sarada Devi at Sivagiri. And at that time, Bodhananda Swami, headquartered at Cochin, along with his own disciples, joined the Sree Narayana Guru. So the number of the sannyasins suddenly increased after the Sarada installation at Sivagiri in 1912. And these sannyasins were supposed to be instrumental in creating a casteless organization, a Sabha. In the 1907 message, Guru already mentioned, all alike crave for comfort. That is the maximum of all human associations. So they were meant for that purpose. And they have been, the sannyasins have been, maybe privately, but on the instructions of Sree Narayana Guru, have been or had been considering, discussing, debating the prospects of forming a separate association for themselves. And Guru was very particular that this association of sannyasis should be established as early as possible. He called the lay members, that is the leaders of S.N.D.P yoga and the sannyasis, informed them of his intention to form a sannyasi sabha, an organization for the sannyasis. And his effort, Guru's effort in this respect of forming a casteless organization began immediately after the founding of Advaitasramam at Alvi. From 1912 onwards until 1928 January 9. And several attempts were made independently by the sannyasis. Some Sree Narayana mission was formed. Some other organizations were also formed. They discussed actually the memorandum of association of this would-be organization. Guru was also involved. He called all the important leaders of, or authorized important leaders of S.N.D.P yoga to frame draft of the memorandum of association. They failed. They failed until 1927, 27 December. And then Guru made necessary arrangements for inviting all the sannyasis to go to Advaitasramam at Thrissur. By the time Guru had procured a draft of the memorandum after consultations with Thiruvananthapuram. So it was with this draft that the Guru went to Thrissur Advaitasramam. All the sannyasis from southern part of Travancore, northern part of Travancore, from Tamil Nadu, all arrived at Thrissur. Maybe on 6, 7 and 8 of January 1928. The specific objective of this meeting of all the sannyasis together under the guidance of Narayana Guru, Sree Narayana Guru, was framing the rules of the would-be association for sannyasis. Rules. Marathon sessions spread over 3 days. No result. Guru occasionally asked, what happened? What happened? What happened? No reply. No positive reply. On the third day, Guru volunteered to prepare the draft rules of the would-be organization. Indeed, the institution. He asked Swami Satyavada to write down what he dictated. He dictated all the rules, foolproof rules of this ashram in 5 stanzas in Sanskrit. It was in Sanskrit that Guru dictated this Asram. Asram. It's not Asramam, it is Asram. According to this Asram, the Asramam should have a Guru. He should assume the leadership of the organization. And this guru should have specific qualifications. 13 in number. 13 in number. All the qualifications were prescribed one by one, very clearly, full and complete. A person who has these 13 qualifications mentioned by or prescribed by the guru should become the head of the organization, head of the ashram. And he should form a sabha, consisting of members who believe in fraternity, in brotherhood. And this organization should have separate sabhas for men and women. And the leader should have the responsibility of establishing local sabhas, separate for men and women. Education. Necessary arrangements should be made for imparting education, for equipping the members of this organization for social activities. The central organization should have a sabha, separate sabhas for men and women, undertaking the prescribed activities. Selfless services expected of the members of the sabha, only sannyasins. All over the world, they should be members of this sabha and should be believers in brotherhood, human oneness. And everybody agreed. All of them, all the sannyasins, after prostrating before the guru, signed the consent document. There were 10 members. As told by Keshavan Vaidya, a disciple of Guru and a former president of S.N.D.P Yogam, of the 10, 7 were Savarnas, including 2 Brahmins, 2 backward committee members, 1 European Christian. One more person was also there, was present, physically present. He would have signed that document when others signed. But somehow he couldn't sign that document on the last, that is because of late hours, night. He couldn't sign. Because what I understand is that this Nadarajan, P. Nadarajan, who later became Dr. Nadarajan, he was the son of the great fighter Dr. P. Palpu. He was destined for a different mission of popularizing the teachings of the Guru in the Western world. So 10, original members 10, a secular organization. And Guru conceived of this sannyasi sangham different in respect of structure, nature and functions, different from those of the S.N.D.P yoga. And this organization of the sannyasins was meant specifically for undertaking charity work, social service, welfare of humanity. All the documents signed. On January 9, 1928. Things are standing there only now, even now. Anyway, what was the type of society conceived by the Guru? He conceived of a society based on his universal, that is Sanatana Dharma of one caste, one religion, one God for man. All the members of this society sharing the feeling of fraternity, believing, practicing, not only simply believing, knowing, but practicing fraternity. All promote the activities of each and every individual aim at promoting his own good, should promote the good of others as well. And we know that the European utilitarians, their aim was the maximum welfare of the maximum number. Maximum welfare of the maximum number. Here, Guru is thinking of a situation where the organization founded by him, this Sannyasi Sangham, promoting the good of all individuals, all sharing the feeling of fraternity, no scope for majority minority, nobody promoting anything else, only one thing. While promoting one's own good, every individual is bound to promote, habitually will promote the good of us, others as well. All will feel that we belong to the same family. We are members of the same family, having the same interests, having the same objectives in life. We have heard of Vasudeva Kudumbakam. Such a feeling of oneness, promoting the welfare of all. A community consisting of equal individuals. No distinction between and among individuals. All are equals. All are brothers. The feeling, the spirit of brotherhood is supreme, prevailing there always 24 hours time. Such a society was conceived by Narayana Guru. Vasudeva Kudumbaka. Members of the same family. That was the conception. That was the idea. That was the ultimate objective of Sree Narayana Guru while forming the Sree Narayana Dharma Sangham. And the Dharma Sangham, Sree Narayana Dharma Sangham since 1928, January 9, has been doing excellent work, ideal work. But the dream of Sree Narayana Guru is yet to be realized. And I have been thinking of ways of redeeming, recovering Narayana Guru, empowering the sannyasins, empowering the sannyasins to undertake the activities conceived by Narayana Guru, leading to the emergence or creation or engineering of a casteless society. Guru is being widely accepted now, the world over. Every type of people, every group of people in each and every country now knows about Sree Narayana Guru. His teachings are being propagated the world over. There are organizations, even international organizations like the UNESCO of UNO, the UN Human Rights Commission. transnational corporations, multinational corporations, philanthropists, individuals. These corporations which I meant have enormous resources at their disposal for undertaking CSR activities. Tata Sons is a leading business house in India, and they are liberally assisting such activities promoted by different organizations. The world is ready. Humanity is ready to do the needful, to realize the greatest dream of Narayana Guru of engineering a casteless society. Only thing is proper leadership. I think the revered sannyasis associated with the Sree Narayana Guru movement under the leadership of Sivagiri Mutt and Sree Narayana Gurukulam joined together. Their local branches may be known as mutts or temples, whatever be the name. Local branches are spread all over the world. Linking all these, make this always Advaitasramam as the world headquarters of Sree Narayana Guru's society based on humanism. Yes. The sannyasin's Guru conceived of the qualifications of the sannyasins, including the leader of Asram, considering the then existing situation, requirements of the people. Now technology, without technology, we cannot do anything at all in any area of human activity. So these sannyasis, the brahmacharis of Sivagiri Mutt should be empowered. They should be empowered to utilize the scope of technology, information technology and information communication technology. We know that for undertaking any activity in any realm of our activity, every individual should have appropriate knowledge, skills and aptitude plus technology. My information is that our to-be sannyasins curriculum needs to be updated for empowering the brahmacharis and other revered sannyasins to cope with the challenges of modern technology, modern needs of a human being. They should be given intensive training, apart from the training that is being imparted to the brahmacharis for a long period of 8 years in order to empower them to undertake these activities of the mutt. They should be empowered. Give them proper training, short-term training as well as long-term training. More disciplines should be incorporated into the curriculum. Maybe history, maybe political science, maybe economics, maybe psychology, maybe anthropology. There should be imparted training in communication skills, creative writing, not to speak of personality development. Think of this. Please think of this. Our sannyasins have been doing excellent work that can be emulated by others, but not enough. Rise up to the expectations of the Guru, the liberator of the liberator of humanity. Let us create a human society devoid of caste or religion. Thereby, let us do justice to the vision, the dream, the greatest dream of Sree Narayana Guru, the prophet of universal humanism. Time is right.